Mogul Motivation, educating and empowering entrepreneurs 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media. And I am your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mogul Motivation. Welcome back. I'm happy that you are here. If this is your first time listening, this podcast is for the aspiring entrepreneur who is trying to get over that hump and make things happen. This podcast is for anybody who has a dream that wants to aspire higher and accomplish that dream. I don't ask for any money. I produce this podcast out of pure passion. I just want everybody out there to win. I only ask for two things. Number one, if you find anything beneficial in this podcast, please pass it on to somebody in your network that may benefit from it as well, whether it be family, friends, etc. Number two, please leave a review and let me know what you like about the content. Let me know what you would like to hear in the content from this podcast. Those are the only two things I ask for from every viewer, faithful, new, old, it doesn't matter. Those are the only two things I ask from you. It's a very gloomy morning here in Chicago, Illinois, and it kind of fits the theme of what I want to talk about today. Yesterday, a friend of mine, a fellow entrepreneur, he gave me a call to basically vent about his frustrations on his entrepreneurial journey. And basically, as we were talking, that conversation led me to believe three things. Well, not necessarily believe three things, but it reaffirmed three things that I always thought about the entrepreneurial community, specifically the Black entrepreneurial community. And as he was talking, the first point that came to my mind was, we're all in the same shit creek, just in different boats, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we're all trying to stay above water, the murky water. We're all trying to get to that horizon, to the beautiful blue skies and paradise. We're all striving for the same thing, just in different boats. You know, whenever you think that you're the only one dealing with depression, you're wrong. Whenever you think you're the only one dealing with anxiety, you're wrong. Whenever you think you're the only one struggling to make sales to grow your business, you're wrong. Whenever you think you're the only one who doesn't have support from family and friends, you're wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all battling the same thing. If you're an entrepreneur, we're all battling the same thing. Our stories are connected. So even though you may think you're alone, you're the only one battling these things. Everyone has a story. Everyone's story, it might not be the worst, it might not be the best, but we all have a story. You're not the only one that's going through it. And the more you open up, the more you vent, and the more you communicate with other people that are going through what you're going through, you're going to realize that, and you're going to feel better about yourself. As my friend was telling me his frustrations and his struggles yesterday, I couldn't help but to laugh at myself because it felt like he was telling my story and not his story. That's how similar our struggles and our frustrations are. And we will never know that unless we open up. And, you know, see, the unfortunate thing is when it comes to society in general, but especially the black community, we think that anxiety and depression and all of these things are signs of weakness. We look down on it. We look at it as taboo. You need to be strong. You need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You need to be a man. You need to fix your crown. All of that sounds good, but it's not real. It's not real. It sounds good, yeah, but we're all gonna go through that, especially when you chose to go down a road such as entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is not for the faint heart. It's not for the easy. Entrepreneurship is unforgiving. Entrepreneurship is ugly. I talk about this on a lot of episodes. You can go listen to a past episode, The Lonely Road. I talk about this stuff. Entrepreneurship is ugly, and it's gonna be ugly for a long time. So when you make that decision to be an entrepreneur, to build a business, to build a brand, to go down a career path that most people refuse to go down, it's going to be hard. You're going to be depressed. You're going to feel anxious. You're going to hate it. Just like I talked about last week, you're going to hate it before you love it. So when you have these emotions, when you have these feelings, it's okay. Don't think that is a sign of weakness. Don't think that you're not supposed to feel like that. It's okay, because you're not the only one who feels that way. And if you open up more, you're going to realize you're not the only one that feels that way. Ladies and gentlemen, our stories are connected. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are. You might be in rainy, gloomy Chicago, Illinois this morning. You might be in Seattle. You might be in Texas. You might be in Memphis. I don't know where you are, and I don't know what you're doing. But what I do know is whatever you're going through, I'm going through it too. Somebody else is going through it too. Our stories are connected. We're all in the same shit creek, rowing upstream, just in different boats. The second point that came to me from this conversation yesterday was cooperation supersedes competition. I remember when I first decided to be a professional photographer. When I started my business, I started out as a videographer. But then people kept asking me, Antoine, do you take pictures? Do you take pictures? Do you take pictures? I didn't know the first thing about taking pictures. If you look at my early work from photography from 2012, 2013, it's terrible. It's terrible. I told that story on a past episode about when I failed at my grandmother's family reunion. At my family reunion, the photographer didn't show up, so my family wanted me to take the pictures. I didn't know what I was doing. The pictures were terrible. But I remember when I first started out, I reached out to a lot of photographers that I followed on social media that I admired. I liked their work. Majority of them were black. I reached out to a lot of them. Only one responded. Out of all the photographers I reached out, it had to be at least 10. Only one responded to me. And even then, his response was very cryptic, very vague. I believe the reason why they never responded is because they didn't want to tell me their secrets. They didn't want to help me out because they didn't want me to know how they get their pictures to look so great, look so amazing. We have to stop looking at other people as competition or as the enemy, especially black entrepreneurs, ladies and gentlemen. We have to stop that because we have to understand that we're all we got. When it comes down to it, we're all we got. I just said, you're not the only one going through depression. You're not the only one going through anxiety. So when you understand that and when you grasp the fact that it's other people out here that's battling the same things as you, we're all we got. We have to help each other. We have to cooperate. We can't look at each other as competition. It's enough money out here in this world for everybody to be millionaires, for everybody to be billionaires. I don't care about another photographer asking me for help. I don't care about another podcaster asking me for help. I don't care about another businessman asking me for help. We're all we got. Competition in theory is there to help us get better, yes, but we can get better even more if we cooperate. Cooperation supersedes competition. We have to understand that. We can't forget that. Black Wall Street, that's all they had, and then they burnt it down. I read an article last week talking about how white business owners would literally lynch black business owners just because they was competition and they couldn't handle the competition. So back in the early 1900s, the late 1800s, you had black business owners dying just for being successful. So why is it in 2018 we hate on each other? Why is it in 2018 we try to hinder each other? That makes zero sense. It's madness when you really think about it. We got. We have to help each other. So if you see another entrepreneur struggling in a certain area, provide some uplift, provide some feedback, some positive feedback. Help a brother out, help a sister out. You don't have to give them money, but you can give them your advice. You can give them your knowledge. You can steer them in the right direction to something that's going to help them. If you see a black business owner or another entrepreneur struggling in customer service, you know customer service is the big crutch that black businesses struggle with all the time. Help them out. Don't let them sink. Don't just let them die in the water. Help them out. And of course, yes, everybody's not going to be receptive to your help, but I'm not talking about those type of people. I'm talking about the ones who are receptive to your help, the ones who are willing to learn, the ones who want to get better. Cooperation supersedes competition. The third point from this conversation I had yesterday with my friend is we must avoid the domino effect. My friend told me that a simple text message that I sent him took his day from bad to good. And the text message had nothing to do with business. But nevertheless, it reversed his emotions. It activated the mogulism in his veins. And it helped him overcome his daily battle. So you have to understand that every single day is a battle. Today is a battle. May 9th, 2018, Wednesday, is a battle that you have to win. And the second you win that battle, guess what? Tomorrow is Thursday, May 10th. It's going to be another battle. We have to fight every single day to get to where we want to be. And we have to fight every single day to protect what we achieved. It's a battle every single day. It never stops. That's why in Ephesians they say you have to put on the full armor of God, because every single day you're going to be up against a monster. Every single day you're going to be up against some type of evil spirit that's going to come out of left field that's going to try to take you out. So with that being said, we have to avoid the domino effect. We can't quit, ladies and gentlemen. We can't quit. We understand that everybody's story is connected. We all have similar paths. We understand that cooperation supersedes competition, but once we get those things, we can't quit. Because if we quit, then the person that was inspired by us, the people that look up to us, they're going to think that it can't be done. They're going to believe that it can't be done because they was rooting for you. They was rooting for you because they're happy for you, but they were rooting for you because they wanted to see and believe that it can be done so they can do the same. But once you quit, then guess what? Now they might lose heart. They might lose energy, and they're going to fall out. Then they're going to fall down. And then the person looking up to them is going to stop. It's a domino effect. We can't create the domino effect. We can't. Something as simple as a text message. Keep going. Don't give up. I believe in you. I'm proud of you. Small things like that every single day can give us ammunition to win these daily battles. So we're going to reverse that domino effect. Instead of all the dominoes falling down, all of the dominoes are going to become erect. And we're all going to stand tall on this entrepreneurial journey. We cannot stop. We have to keep going. The domino effect, cooperation, and all of our stories being connected creates the entrepreneurial ecosystem that we're in. And it all starts with you. The ecosystem starts with you. It starts with you, then it branches out into your community. As a black man, my ecosystem starts in the black community, the black entrepreneurial community. And then it branches out from that to customers of all races. And then it branches from them to their family and friends who are starting businesses. Everything we do as people and as entrepreneurs has residue. And that's why it's so important that every day we are having integrity. We have integrity in our hearts. We do what's right. We're good businessmen, good businesswomen. And we continue to uplift fellow entrepreneurs. We continue to provide good customer service to all of our clients and our customers. And all of that residue is going to spill onto other entrepreneurs. It's going to spill onto other people. What you do today in Chicago, Illinois, can bless somebody in Florida because of that ecosystem. That ecosystem gets bigger and bigger the longer you go down this road. That's why it's so important every single day that we do what is right, ladies and gentlemen. So don't think that you're the only one battling depression or anxiety, or you're the only one struggling to grow a business. Don't think that somebody else who is in the same industry as you is your competition. In theory, they might be, but at the end of the day, they're there to help you, and you're there to help them. And we cannot quit. We cannot create this domino effect. That's my message this morning, ladies and gentlemen. The ecosystem starts with you. And as long as you continue to grind, as long as you continue to work, as long as you continue to imagine reality, that ecosystem is going to get bigger. It's going to get stronger. And then we can change the world. It might not happen while we're alive, but our impact can be so strong that even after we're gone, people are going to keep going forward because of what you did today. So have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. I'll talk to you next week.